Questa barca si chiama RESPIRO.
This boat is called RESPIRO. It is built by a Venetian shipyard named VENMAR, and it's powered by a Japanese electric engine known as HARMO, which is built by Yamaha.
Sono quasi le 3 del pomeriggio.
It's almost 3 in the afternoon. We started shooting this morning at 9:30 on the Lido. We navigated in the lagoon. We navigated within the city of Venice. The cameraman jumped from one boat to another, raised the drone. Basically, the filming time was long, and apart from our lunch break, we've been navigating for 5 hours straight, and the engine battery charge is at 82%. Unbelievable.
Venezia è la città più affascinante del mondo e attraversarla in barca.
Venice is the most fascinating city in the world, and crossing it by boat is the most suggestive experience we can experience. And today we will do it with a very special boat which does not pollute, does not make noise, and is very beautiful.
È una barca dislocata.
It is a displacement boat with a flat hull that does not generate waves, almost like a gondola. But it's easier to manage because it has the engine, the throttle, the rudder and the joystick.
Oggi il mio compito è molto difficile.
Today my task is very difficult. How can I make you perceive the mood and vibes I feel on board? Perhaps the best thing is to remain silent, so you can appreciate this magical experience.
Il motore elettrico ha un regime compreso fra...
The electric engine has a speed that goes between 200 and 900 RPM, which is also why it's very quiet. Then it is completely immersed and does not transmit any vibration.
A bordo abbiamo un gruppo di batterie a 40...
On board we have a group of 48-volt batteries with a capacity of 260 amperes per hour.
Questa imbarcazione può navigare...
According to the technicians, this boat can sail at 7 kilometers per hour for 7 hours. But in reality, by looking at the instruments, I think it can do even better.
La potenza del motore è di soli 4...
The engine power is only 4 kilowatts, but the maximum speed we can reach is 14 kilometers per hour. Little power, but a lot of performance, thanks to the effectiveness of the propeller.
Ora qui potremmo essere in tanti.
Now, there could be many of us here with lots of boats like this one, and the wave motion and the noise would be zero.
Immaginate altri luoghi come Venezia, altre città sull'acqua.
Imagine other places like Venice, other cities on the seawater, lakes or rivers, which must be carefully protected, preserved.
Navigo senza emettere gas di scarico.
I'm navigating without emitting exhaust gases. I only have normal lead-acid batteries that can be recharged and recycled, and that doesn't have an exorbitant cost like lithium ones.
Nei canali dove c'è un traffico intenso,
In canals where there is heavy traffic, this type of boat is also safer because I can switch directly from forward to reverse and stop the boat as if it had brakes. But how did they come to create this product? VENMAR is a historic shipyard, rich in knowledge and experience in the construction of wooden hulls, therefore eco-sustainable. The beauty of this model is in tune with the beauty of this place. For the design of the hull, they turned to Cosuti Yacht Design Studio, experts in sailboats. The aim was in fact to minimize the hydrodynamic resistance, and for this they used computational fluid dynamics and developed the length more than the width. Basically, there is less weight on every inch of length, and this reduces the drag caused by the wave generated by the hull. To make it as light as possible, they chose composite, but VENMAR hasn't given up on tradition and sustainability. On the deck, 4mm solid mahogany threaded with more than 20 coats of paint. And on the floor, 4mm of solid teak. Below there is the composite with basalt sandwich, linen and carbon fibres, vacuum impregnated with epoxy resin. Just think that the empty hull weighs less than 200 kilograms, including the wooden siding. Yamaha has been for a long time engaged in the development of electric engines, and this is HARMO. This is just an empty cowling. This is where the cables that carry electrical energy pass from. The magnets are distributed in the propeller guard, and in the centre, the rotor of the electric engine. If needed, the engine could be stopped to clear the propeller of debris. If we had recharging points scattered around the city or the lagoon, we could navigate from one area to another, from one island to another, stopping for a walk or an aperitif, for lunch, and in the meantime, we could recharge the batteries. All this is not out of reach. We have the boat now. The display is the same as for Yamaha internal combustion engines. HARMO is not the only electric product from the Japanese manufacturer, which has already presented electric scooters and is developing new electric engines for two-wheeled vehicles. It already produces a 400 horsepower electric engine for cars. The high torque, even at low RPM, allows you to have more load without compromising performance. To manoeuvre, we have the joystick. By using it, the maximum rudder angle is 70 degrees for each side. This means that despite having only one engine, we can turn on the spot. On the other hand, when we use the rudder, for safety reasons and to avoid too sharp turns, the angle is limited to 40 degrees, which are still many and allow us to move easily in tight spaces as well. Perhaps with a fin on the keel, it could have a smaller drift angle when turning. The propeller has a large diameter and therefore has a very effective grip on the water. With HARMO and RESPIRO, the way you navigate engines, you enjoy the journey, you admire the landscape and discover new emotions.